Oh man, you saw the thumbnail and you saw the title. You better get your razors ready, boys, because today we're shaving.
And now, you're watching the missing 10mm socket of YouTube. Welcome to Bodie Vision.
Hey, so what is up, guys, and welcome. Ooh, I have this set up for you to show you. Oh my God, I'm falling apart over here. So these holes right here, these two and these two, that's what holds the license plate on the front bumper of vehicles. And in states like, oh my God, and in states like Florida, we don't need them. It's real common for people to want to shave these holes and to get rid of them. So that's what we're gonna do today, and I'm gonna show you how to do it. So the way that we're gonna go about doing this process is by plastic welding. If you guys don't know what plastic welding is, it's basically like regular welding where you're melting the two surfaces together, except you're using this little plastic welding tool. I just got this from Harbor Freight. I think it was like 15 bucks. These are like the filler rods, and this is just the metal reinforcement net that you're gonna wanna reinforce it with. So before I get started, I usually like to plug this in, that way it can start to heat up, and you gotta be careful. Whatever this is sitting on, it's gonna melt it because it does get really hot, but be careful and get it heated up so that way when you need it, it's ready to go. So let me give you a closer look right here. This is what we're going for. There's these two tabs right here, this one, they each have two. I'm gonna wanna get rid of those completely and then completely clean the surface. So what I'm gonna do is I just got my wax and grease remover, just spray it down real good. And I'm gonna wipe that down just as like a first step to get off the initial dirt. Now that might have been a little bit of overkill, but the main thing you want to focus on is getting rid of all of the shiny surface and get it exposed to the raw rubber. And now I just have this strip of metal. I got it cut, not too perfect or anything. I place it just like that. And then I take my wand right here, let it kind of burn. Get the edges tacked down, and make sure when you're doing this, make sure you get a fan behind you so that way you're not breathing in this stuff, or wear a respirator. So that part right there, hold on. Woo. I would have a fan on, but since I'm filming, I don't want to cloud out the audio. So that part right there is to just get the initial screen down, and now is when we're going to come through with the filler, so that way we can really get those holes closed. So doing this section, I got the filler a little hot. Excuse me if I sound a little funny, I got my mask on. I just got the filler a little hot before I put it on there, and then it's nice and easy to stick and kind of work in. And this is, I don't know, this is not like TIG welding or anything. You're just kind of laying down rubber and kind of trying to smooth it over until those holes are completely covered. So I think that was simple enough. If you had any questions about this process along the way, you can feel free to leave that in the comment section below, and I'll get back to you on any questions you had, but let's see how it looks. So it doesn't need to be fancy or anything. The main thing is that it's structurally solid. If you just had a bunch of Bondo back there like a lot of people do, that's gonna crack. That's not gonna last very long. So now that we're looking at the front side of the bumper, I worked that area and I brought that down to raw plastic as well. The way that I did that is I just used 220 grit sandpaper on my DA. I don't need to go into every single step with you guys if I just tell you, because if I tell you, you'll know how to do it. I'm trying to make my videos not boring, you know what I'm saying? So we're gonna do the same thing. I kind of want to work some of that plastic filler rod on the top of that, and then we're gonna shave that down and then just use a little bit of body filler. It's important to try to use as little body filler as possible, especially on these plastic bumpers, because they can flex and the body filler doesn't seem to flex as well, even if you get the flexible kind for bumpers.
Woohoo! So much smoke you thought I was vaping with the VW, boys.
So here we go. I mean, one turned out a little bit better than the other, but I mean, it doesn't matter. See over here? That one turned out real well. This one, it's a little rougher, but ultimately the goal is to completely make it disappear by using just plastic. So now if you needed a little more explanation on that last step, what I did is I took my filler rod. Again, I got a bunch of these with these kits. Just search plastic welding kit. I'm sure you can buy them on Amazon. Again, I bought this one at Harbor Freight. So I just took my little rod and I took this. This is unplugged now, but it's still pretty hot. So I just took this and then, man, it's still real hot. Worked it on there. I don't want it to get too smoky. And then it just kind of grouped up on the tip there, and then I turned it upside down, and then I took my filler rod and then I took that real soft plastic and I put that into the hole. Once that was in the hole, I turned around and then I mashed that. Woohoo, get away from me, vape guy. I mashed that in there to make it really good. So that worked out really nicely. I mean, as you can see, it looks really good. And then I'll just sand that down a little bit, and then any other imperfections, I'll get that with the lightweight body filler. So once you get the Bondo spread out, you're gonna wanna use a block to kind of sand it down. I like to use a block because it's really gonna expose those low spots. Anywhere that it's low, the block is not gonna hit, therefore it is lower. If you think about this, boom, that would be a low spot, and this is gonna knock down those high spots. The goal when you're sanding Bondo is to get rid of all the high spots and make the surface one nice smooth area. That's how it's gonna look best when it's painted. So here's how it looks right now. I'm still gonna work it down a little bit more, as like I said, I wanna get rid of as much Bondo as possible. And when you're all done, the Bondo should almost be completely transparent, meaning you can see the plastic under it. The Bondo is so thin. The better you do the plastic, the better you lay that down, the better the Bondo's gonna turn out, the less likely you're gonna have that the bumper's gonna crack. If you guys wanna see the final product, you're gonna have to subscribe to my channel. This is just part of my CB7 project playlist or series, whatever you want to call it, where I'm working on this CB7 coupe. It's going to get a full paint job. If you're at this video and you hadn't seen video 1 and video 2, you're behind, you're not watching them in the right order. So go back and make sure you start from the beginning, check those out, get to this point, subscribe, join the notification gang so that way you can get notified and you can keep going on from there. So I hope this video was helpful to some of you guys. If it wasn't, I don't care. You guys watched it anyway, so thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like this video. Please leave something in the comment section below. That way YouTube can keep pushing my channel and they can get me out to other people, and that way more people can see me and it just helps me out personally. So if I ever help you guys out, now I'm asking you guys to help me out by sharing and promoting my channel. I'd really appreciate that so very much. So thank you guys so much for watching. Like this video, comment, subscribe, do all the stuff you know what it is, YouTube. I'm out.